What's the most unbelievable coincidence that happened during your military service? I enlisted in 2003. Small town kid from Nebraska. Never been further than Omaha. After basic at Fort Benning, got deployed to Iraq with 1st Infantry Division. My first firefight happened 3 weeks in. Routine patrol through a village outside Fallujah. Suddenly RPGs, small arms fire from all directions. We scattered, taking cover behind walls, vehicles, whatever we could find. I dove behind a crumbling concrete barrier, same time as this specialist from another squad. Bullets hitting everything around us. Both of us returning fire, running low on ammo. He reached into his vest, pulled out a magazine, tossed it to me. Nebraska? He shouted over the firefight. I was confused. My uniform had no state insignia. How'd you know? Mitchell High, class of 2001? He yelled back. In the middle of this hellish firefight, 10,000 miles from home, I'm staring at Mike Donovan, my old lab partner from high school chemistry. 2 years ahead of me, barely knew each other. Last I heard, he'd moved to California after graduation. We fought through that ambush for 3 hours, lost 2 men. Mike and I covered each other the whole time. When it was over, we couldn't believe the coincidence. That night at base, comparing stories, it got weirder. Turned out we'd been at the same basic training company 6 months apart, had the same drill sergeant, had trained in the same barracks bay. But here's where it gets truly unbelievable. Mike pulled out his wallet, showed me a photo of his girlfriend back home. It was Sarah Leibowitz, who'd briefly dated my older brother in high school. We became inseparable after that. Ran over 200 missions together. Had this weird sixth sense during operations, like we could read each other's minds. 4 months later, we were providing convoy security when an IED hit the lead vehicle. Mike was driving. I was gunner. The blast flipped our Humvee. I got thrown clear. Mike didn't. Medevac got him to the field hospital, but it was bad. He'd lost too much blood. As they were loading him onto the helicopter, he handed me a letter. "Get this to Sarah," he said. I promised I would. He died in flight. When I returned home after my tour, I drove to Omaha to find Sarah, deliver Mike's final words. The address I had led to an apartment building that had burned down months before. Neighbors didn't know where she'd moved. For weeks I searched, called every Leibowitz in Nebraska. Nothing. Finally tracked down her parents through my brother. They'd moved to Denver. I drove all night to reach them. They welcomed me, but seemed confused when I mentioned Sarah. Her mother got teary-eyed. "Sarah doesn't date anymore," she said. "Not since the accident." Turns out, 2 years earlier, Sarah had been in a terrible car crash. Severe head trauma, partial memory loss. She'd forgotten significant chunks of her life, including Mike. Her father invited me into the living room. On the mantel was a photo of Sarah with another soldier, not Mike. Her fiancé, her father explained. They're getting married next spring. I was stunned, staring at the photo. The soldier was Tim Maxwell, who'd been in my basic training platoon. The same guy who'd given me my nickname Cornhusker. The same guy who'd been in the Humvee with us when the IED hit, who'd pulled me to safety while I was unconscious. I never told them about Mike's letter. Some truths are too strange, too painful to share. Instead, I attended their wedding the following year, watched Tim, who'd saved my life, marry Sarah, who had no memory of the man who'd died loving her. Tim recognized me, of course, pulled me aside at the reception. "I never knew you knew Sarah before deployment," he said. I just nodded. Small world. He had no idea how small. No idea that in my pocket was the letter from Mike, the final words of a man Sarah couldn't remember, delivered by a classmate she never really knew, at the wedding to a man who'd served alongside us both. The military taught me many things, but most of all, it showed me how connected we all are, through coincidence, courage, and sometimes merciful forgetfulness. I still have Mike's letter, never opened it. Some connections are meant to remain unfinished.